For Jack's records, this is the fourth drive-by shooting this year. Some of those drive-bys were deadly. Channel 4's Marcus White spoke to our crime and safety analyst Gil Smith about why some drive-by shootings are so difficult to solve.
It's been a little more than a week since 22-month-old Aiden McClendon was shot and killed in a drive-by shooting. Many people in our area can't understand why the life of a baby boy was taken so soon. Police said the shooting was gang-related. We spoke to News4JAX's crime and safety analyst Gil Smith about how investigators work to investigate drive-by shootings. He says investigators will try and figure out if anything was happening in the area before the drive-by that could have led up to the violence. Smith says he believes it will be difficult to find out who shot and killed Aiden.
It's going to be difficult to solve unless someone actually comes forward. There are people out there that know about the incident because the person may not have acted alone, may have talked to someone about the incident before it was done and maybe even afterward.
Another drive-by shooting that devastated our area was the death of 22-year-old Jerry Brown. It was more than a week ago when police say someone shot and killed a choir member and 3 Layers cafe shop worker. Police say that Brown was sitting in a car outside of his aunt's house in northwest Jacksonville when it happened. Smith says that drive-bys are difficult to solve, but he thinks that there's one thing that investigators should always try and do.
Well, any type of shooting like that, the most important thing is to find out why. A lot of people focus on who, but they'll be looking at why. If you can figure out why, quite often it will lead you to who.
Also last month, a man told police he was dropping off a friend in the Cobblestone area when someone drove up and opened fire. That man had non-life-threatening injuries. Smith says when investigators try and solve drive-by shootings, investigators will look into the background of the victim.
But they'll look at his background, his social media to see if he had any enemies, if he was in conflict with anyone. They'll take a look at all these things.
And in the case when there's a possibility of mistaken identity, Smith says police will try and figure out who the real targets were. If you know anything about any of these drive-by shootings, you're asked to call police. Because of the violence, 2 families and 2 communities have forever been changed. Marcus White, Channel 4, the local station.